As a watch fan, as a watch collector, do you ever find yourself asking these questions when it comes to basic entry-level Seiko divers? Now, is the basic Seiko diver still desirable? Is it still relevant in today's watch collecting hobby? Is it still worth the money? Now, of course, you're not getting features such as ceramic bezel inserts or sapphire bezel inserts. You're not getting a solid clasp. You're not getting on-the-fly adjustments for the micro adjustments. You're not getting screw-in links. You're not getting AR coating on the sapphire crystals. When we come back to look at a basic level, entry-level Seiko diver, you're getting things like a stem clasp, which is thin, and you get the pin and collar type of links. You don't get even a sapphire crystal, let alone AR coating. And for today's video, we are taking a look at the Seiko Turtle in its most basic form. So this is not the higher level of Seiko Turtles where you've got ceramic bezels and such. We do have the classic 4 o'clock crown and that unique cushion shape, which made this such a favorite among the dive watch fans out there. And of course, many micro brands are also very quick to copy this look. This is the SRPF13K1, right? Like I mentioned, it is a very entry level type of Seiko diver, and of course this watch was on loan from our boutique. I really gotta thank my friends at our boutique for loaning me all these watches. All right, so this is a very standard Seiko Turtle. It's got a 44 or 45 millimeters case size. Thickness is about 13.6 millimeters, and it typically comes in around the $350 to $400 mark. While I'm not usually a big fan of polished surfaces in general, I must say that this polished lower side of the case works really well as it transits into this scalloped case bag or bag case, whatever you want to call it. I think this feature has made the Seiko case really unique, and I think it sort of makes the wearing experience a very positive one indeed. So here's a look at the wrist shot of the watch on a rubber strap. I really think that this watch was meant to be put on a rubber strap. It's got that no-nonsense tool diver look, and here's a look at what I was talking about, the side profile of the watch here. Due to the scalloping and the case side, it sort of makes the watch disappear onto your wrist despite the really big size. And even on the stock bracelet, it wears very well. It's really nice looking oyster-esque kind of bracelet, but I do find that on the stock bracelet, the watch does feel a bit top heavy, coming in at close to 200 grams when unsized. And I think there's a need to sort of acknowledge Seiko as the king of the dial game in terms of dial colors and texturing. I think this watch, despite being a very entry-level watch, it has a really good looking dial with this anthracite dial. It is not quite the limited edition Save the Ocean kind of manta ray dial or blue whale, but on its own, this anthracite dial is of course very beautiful to look at, and it sort of makes the watch look more expensive than what it really is. So from afar, it doesn't look very special, but when you put in the amount of light play, you'll see how special it really is. And here's a look in more natural light settings. As you can see, the dial transits from really dark gray, sort of black, into some kind of almost silver look, and it comes back to that gunmetal look. I think this is a fantastic job by Seiko. And of course, Seiko is on top of the lume game as well. As I switch off the lights here, you will see that this one here lights up like a torch, and this is a known fact among all the dive watch fans out there. Seiko lume with its fantastic Lumibright application is the king of the hill. So in summary, I'd like to say that the entry-level Prospex Seiko divers, despite being slightly lacking in the specs department, I think they still provide very good value proposition even today, because you're looking at great designs, classic designs, great lume applications, and what's more, these watches are bona fide ISO rated tool watches, tool divers. All right, so I think they have a place in anyone's diver watch collection. I'd like you to share with me your feelings on the entry-level Seiko divers. Please comment in the section below. I will see you next week. This is Andy in Singapore. Bye bye.